Hello people of YouTube and welcome to the monthly review of November. Yes, November 2024. The reason I am sort of surprised about the fact that it's November is not because, time's arrow never ceases flying or whatever. That's not the saying, but it is something like that. It's the fact that it is currently 13 degrees and I am out motorcycling. That in Norway has not happened before. Now, granted, Signe and I did move about 500 kilometers south, so the winter season sets in a little bit later here, but still, well over 10 degrees at the start of November. That is unexpected. This is definitely the last real motorcycle ride of the season. Not because it's immediately gonna get cold after today, but because I am gonna be incredibly busy. It is currently Sunday. Tomorrow I am at home. On Tuesday, so in 2 nights sleep, I am flying to the west coast of Norway together with George to do a big filming job for a couple of days, and Signe and I will be getting in our car on Saturday to drive down to Linköping to be there together for a week. Frank is coming down as well, or up technically I guess from the Netherlands. You're going up north, so that's really fun. Frank hasn't been in Linköping in a couple of years. Then after Linköping, Signe is driving back up and I am flying down the day after Frank is flying back home, which is a bit dumb. But here we go. I am flying to the Netherlands to be there for a full week as well. And this is someone who I think is hunting. There we go. 2 people who are hunting, which is fair enough. It's very good hunting terrain, I assume. I am sort of passing between 2 regions of Norway. Sort of 2 of the provinces, and there's only a couple of roads that sort of connect the coastal plains, if you will, to the next valley over, and this is one of them. There's like 2, 3 more, and other than that, there's just I was about to say skog, which is the Norwegian word, which is not what I was going for. Forest. There we have it. Aside from that, it's just forest. So I can imagine it is really good hunting territory. Christmas tree farm. That's kind of fun. Oh, this is going to be cool. Wait for that car. The reason it's substantially better, at least to my mind, look at this. I mean, this is quite nice. I'm quite a big fan of this. Ah, gorgeous. I wish I could show you the sides properly, because that was very pretty. Siljan kommune in Telemark fylke. So we have now left one province and gone into the next province, as I said we would. From Vestfold to Telemark. And Siljan, the municipality we just rode into, is where I'm going to fill up. And apparently there's a motocross track here, which is exciting. I do have an off-road motorcycle technically, but taking this on a motorcycle track would probably end in my untimely demise. Ah, gas station. That is very exciting and very pleasant and reassuring. Hey look, my fuel light has just gone back to 1 bar again. So that's cool. After filling up, I rode for about 40 more minutes, and I'm not going to sit down for some lunch. I had a little trek into the woods from where I parked my bike, and honestly, I've had lunch in worse places. Alright, everything is recording again, so let's move along. Lunch was really delightful and very welcome. I'm sure a lot of supermarkets do this, but supermarkets in Norway in the last few years have started doing like sell by date sections. It's a poor way of describing it, but basically what I mean is that any product that is on the sell by date, they put in a separate section at a discount of between 20 and 50% usually, sometimes 70 if they have a lot of them, and then that is up for grabs at a discount. And Signe and I have been enjoying the sell by date section quite a lot recently, because it is a good way of getting some food cheaper, sure, but also getting food that we wouldn't normally get, either because it normally is too expensive or just because we don't think about it and we only stumble across it when we purposefully look in the sell by date section. So that's fun, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because for lunch I had lamb today, which we don't normally eat lamb. We basically never eat lamb ever, but it is pretty good. And it was in the sell by date section a couple of days ago, so we had it for dinner and I brought the leftovers today. So sell by date lamb, sell by date potato salad, bit of rocket or rucola depending on where you're from. Let's take it a bit calmly there. And a bit of spring onion or scallions depending on where you're from. Very tasty indeed. Alright, I'm very curious what the rest of this little section is going to look like. It's interesting that there's a parking lot 2 kilometers that way. Gate is closed. So let's just keep following this sign. This is gorgeous! Holy shit! What am I discovering here? Look! What? I was just sort of rambling away and suddenly realized that I'm on a lane in the lake. What? That's incredible. I do think, though, that this is probably about where this road, or set of roads, ends. Look at that tree. Tree? Church. Same thing. I think it's called a chapel on Google Maps. I'm gonna go by chapel. Not a tree. Chapel or church. Either way. Very pretty. We'll do another pass of it on the way back. I wonder what this is. Is this a cabin? Someone's house? There's one person parked there. And then, if it is your house, what do you do here? Because it is possible to drive into the next town. It is about 30 kilometers this, so doing that every day as your commute might be a bit much. And I also doubt they have internet of the fiber variety out here. So I can't imagine you'd do sort of intensive home office stuff. So I guess you'd be, I don't know, a forester. Is that a word? I don't know, someone who takes care of the forest and does logging, maybe? Oh, wow. That is quite pretty. I don't know how much of that you can see with me turning that way, but that is quite spectacular. Oh. There's a dog on the loose there. There's 2 dogs on the loose there. Let's take it nice and slow. Hello, doggies. Oh, hello. I did see a sign at the start of this road that said, drive slowly, dog training, like, what's that called? You know, sled pulling practice can happen. I guess these people are at that farm right there. And I'm saying at the start of this road, it was at an offshoot of this road, so nothing was stated about this road specifically, but I guess they used the whole area. That makes sense. That's really funny to see, that they just take a quad bike, or an ATV, whatever you want to call it, and strap their dogs in front of that while there is no snow yet. and just have him run. Alright, so back at one of the most beautiful areas I have ever seen in my life. I wonder why they'd have a church out here. I guess maybe that's something from ye olden days, that the whole farming community would have gone to this local church. Because, like, look at this graveyard. It's quite sort of, it's not massive, but clearly there was a pardon the joke here, an alive enough community at some point to have this big chapel. They call it a chapel on the map, but that is a church. That is not a chapel. That is built to really serve quite a big community. So, yeah, I can't imagine that there's much use for that graveyard anymore, nor for that church. Like, the windows were shuttered and everything, even though it looked quite nice. I imagine they now only use that for events, for lack of a better word. Like, it seems like a pretty nice space to have a wedding. It's an hour before sunset, and look at the colors in the distance. They're disappearing behind the trees now, but it basically looks like the sun is already setting. It's, it's the season. I like Norway for many reasons, but there are a couple of things about the intense seasonality of the country that are not great. It's pretty, though. I mean, that is a nice bit of orange on the horizon. Almost teal and orange with the sort of tealiness of the sky. Anyway, very cinematic. But yeah, the dark days very much are coming. Although we're only a month away now from the darkest day of the year, so it's not that bad here down south. Still, when it comes to winter, I would rather it stay a little more consistent. Oh, there was a little place down there. Oh, I'm gonna go down there. That looks like fun. Ooh, very clunky. Ooh, look at this. Isn't this a nice place to turn off the camera? Oh, that's ridiculous. Just stomped on the rear brake, so I skidded a bit. Alright. That'll do. No, not now, because that is quite warm. Very nice. That was enjoyable. I have quite a long way left to go, but I've sort of run out of things to say. And fuck me, isn't this a view? Holy shit. Maybe there's a thumbnail just in here. I couldn't help myself but stop for a moment. I'm just sort of in the middle of nowhere on my way back home. Look at that! The sun has just about set where I am, but not quite for the top of that hill yet. So, that's gorgeous.
So it's now a couple of days later and the motorcycle has been put away. George and I have just arrived in Molde for a big filming job, as I think I mentioned I was going to do. It is about 10 in the evening and I am very, very sleepy. Tomorrow we've got an early start. I have to get up at 6:30, so I think I'm gonna go to bed. I have no idea how much I'm gonna be able to capture sort of behind the scenes of the actual shoot, but if I capture anything, it'll be here. If I don't capture anything, it was probably cool. We'll know in 2 days. Oh, also, my hotel room is massive. It's not really a suite, it's just big because it's shaped in a stupid way, but it does feel kind of sweetie, sure. And that is, kind of a cool experience. I've never really stayed in a big hotel room before. It is now 2 days later, and we've had one very efficient shooting day and one shooting day where I had surprisingly little to do because we had a very efficient first shooting day. Now, I am quite sleepy. It is currently 10:30 at night. I've been getting up at 6:30 for the last 2 days and will get up at 6:30 tomorrow morning to get back to the airport of Molde and then fly back to the airport of Oslo and then take a train back to where we live near Tønsberg. Then, as I said, I'm pretty sure that the morning after, on Saturday, we'll be getting up pretty early as well, because Signe and I are driving to Linköping, and that's about a 7-hour drive. So, not much rest for the wicked at the moment, but we've had a good couple of shooting days, and I hope that on Sunday morning I get to sleep in a little bit. Anyway, this was a pretty good success. We've got 3 weeks of very hectic editing to go. Let's move along.
So, do you want to explain to camera what we're doing, or do you want it to be a mystery? Or would you like me to? Or would you like to?
I can. You're filming? Okay. So, George and I have both printed film posters of maybe our favorite films, maybe films we just like a lot.
Our chosen film poster.
Exactly. I've got Love Actually. You've got Almost Famous, which I haven't seen.
Have you not?
Maybe we should do watch party. Anyway, we are putting film posters of our choosing on the wall, and
the idea is
that employees in the future will also have their film posters on the wall as sort of celebration of everyone's individual taste and love for filmmaking.
Wonderful. And then spacing.
Like that too.
Yeah, I mean, unless we think we want to give it a bit more space.
Yeah, I think I wouldn't go further than
No,
this.
not. Yeah, just half an inch back the other way.
In about 4 months, you'll have one on the wall as well.
Wow. Any thoughts
Now
yet?
I'm stuck with this.
Which is also very nice. Yeah, any thoughts of what you might
Yeah,
get?
I would go for Rocky 1
Oh,
for my first
classic.
one. Yeah. For now,
Mhm.
I got some time to think, right?
Yeah,
Of
yeah, you
course.
do.
Yeah, this is the thing. You've got to take it incredibly seriously.
Drive on the paper for no reason at all. Drive on the paper for no reason at all. Drive on the paper for no reason at all.
I don't remember quite what the last thing I actually said to camera was, but since Sweden, I have flown to the Netherlands and been here for 3 days, 4 days, thereabouts. I've been working from here, which is my sister's old bedroom, and in the evenings I have been seeing family and friends and doing some bouldering, which for the first time in quite a long time, my lower arms are a little bit painful and sore, so I think I did my best. Anyway, it is Wednesday the 21st of November, and tonight Frank, Rebecca and me are going out for steak and an exchange of birthday presents, because Rebecca's birthday was a couple of weeks ago, and we haven't celebrated it because I haven't been here, so we're doing it tonight. On Friday, my dad and I are going to visit my sister. On Saturday, I'm going to try to convince my mom to buy a motorcycle. On Sunday, we have a big family gathering here. And on Monday, I'm flying back home for the first time in like 3 weeks. But for now, let's see what Rebecca thinks of the kalimba we bought for her.
Oh, dit is fucking vet. Ik heb er nog geen.
Nice. Godzijdank. It is now January 25th, 2025, so we've skipped forward in time a little bit. I'm in my PJs, my desk behind me is a mess, but I wanted to get this outro section done. Rebecca was very happy with her kalimba. I have half a hunch, which will be confirmed in the next monthly review, that I am also getting a kalimba for my birthday, but we will see if that actually comes to pass. I also halfway convinced, but well, I didn't. I'm taking the credit because, you know, I'm the one who took my mom to a motorcycle store, but my mom sort of half convinced herself to get a motorcycle sometime. Maybe. If nothing else, she did talk to a sales guy for about half an hour, which I found deeply exciting. So if my mom ends up with a Royal Enfield, I will be euphoric. Let's go with euphoric. One slight gripe about that would be if she gets a Royal Enfield before I manage to get mine. But that's a whole other story, and I'll be happy either way. So, we'll see what happens there. For the time being, thank you very much for watching this monthly review of November 2024, which is 3 months ago as I'm filming this. Leave some of your positive thoughts down in the comments. That's not how I usually end these. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.